Okay. Can you all hear me, guys? Guys, just let me know if you all can hear me or not. Then I'll just start accordingly. Okay, perfect. Then, guys, let's move on to the next topic. We have personal branding over here. Okay, so what does personal branding mean typically? Personal branding means that like every person has their own personal brand. It's not just like a brand and entity at the end of the day, but all of us are brands in ourselves, right? At the end of the day, you have to stay true to your original branding. You are what you are, and you stick to that brand come what may. Okay, moving on. See, again, personal branding is a process of creating a brand identity for a person or a company. As the name suggests, this is a brand for you or your business. Like, suppose right now you have Gary V. Gary V is the CEO of Winner Media, right? So he has an identity for himself, which is helping his brand sell better. Right now, if you guys look at Patanjali, right? Patanjali is selling because of Baba Ramdev's personal brand. Akshay Kumar has his own personal brand, okay, and he ruined his personal brand by joining Vimal, right? He went into Vimal Pan Masala, tried selling that, became the brand ambassador for Vimal Pan Masala, and he's absolutely ruined his brand identity and his personal brand at the end of the day. Anyone, can you all suggest what is Akshay Kumar typically known for? What is his personal brand? What is Akshay Kumar's personal brand? What is Akshay Kumar primarily known for? Yeah, that is correct. This guy is known for like being a good boy, like a good man. He does not do any kind of wrong activities, come what may. Like, so he's known for good things in general. That is his personal brand. Okay, see, again, sorry, did someone say something? Okay. Anyways, why is personal branding important at the end of the day, guys? Because the thing is that most business owners, they don't have a personal brand. And with Instagram, right, what's selling on Instagram is only faces. If faces are available on a page, on an identity, if you associate anything to a human face, then your products and your brand will sell more. Okay, all top companies have their CEOs out in the open. It's not like Amazon CEO is somebody you don't know, or Facebook and Instagram CEO is someone you don't know. All of these CEOs are out in the open. They have their own identity. You can go ahead and follow them, and a lot of different times people follow the brand or buy from the brand because of the brand ambassador. Okay, that is why personal branding is important, because human faces are the things that sell. If you do not have a human face that is present, available, and associated with a brand, then a brand does not sell at all. Okay. Why is personal branding important right now again? Is it helps you stand out from the crowd. It leads to opportunity. Your audience will trust you more once they can see your face. And the next thing is, why is it important? Because a person will screen you online, right? A person wants to continuously follow you. A person wants to be in touch with you. A person wants to see what is going on in the back end continuously. So, okay, we'll skim through this particular slide. Personal branding is not that important. Okay, so we try to skim through it as much as possible. If y'all are not following me or y'all are lost at any point in time, please let me know. I will happily slow down and explain it to you again. Okay. Now let's have a look at the different rules of personal branding, guys, that we have in general. The first rule is have a focus. So now when y'all are creating a brand, okay, y'all don't want to be known for marketing and finance and HR and baking, So I met this one person once. She had an account where she was an author. She is a CA. She is a graphologist, and there was another activity that she was doing. Okay, so I was like, I'm so confused. She was making her bio said graphologist, okay, and CA, but I could see accounts of like I could see things that she's done of an author. Okay, the same thing when it comes to me on Instagram also. I'm trying to build a personal brand when I'm trying to say that I'm a mentor, a teacher, right? And a CEO, a marketing guy. That's the kind of content I'm trying to build. But currently, even if you go to my personal profile, I have no kind of content to back it up, right? I'm saying all of these things, but I don't have content to back it up. So I have to make sure to go ahead and put out more marketing, more content based, more teaching based, more mentorship based content for people to be like, oh my God, okay, this actually makes sense. So have a focus. Don't try to do too many things at all. Okay, be genuine because transparency is something that always will benefit you. Transparency is going to take you places, guys. So you all have to be genuine. Again, I'll give you all always give you all instances from real life. Okay, so what happens when you talk about be genuine over here is that even if you make an account or you handle an account or create a personal brand of a CEO of any organization. Okay, what do you mean by be genuine? Be genuine means you'll have to show some transparency in the operations. Click a few pictures here and there, showcasing what's happening on the back end of operations, how the company is running, or you have to show transparency in personal life. That you're spending time with your cat, with your dog, with your children, so you have to be like a genuine person. You cannot just be like, oh my God, I am a CEO and I'm running this company, so I will create an account accordingly or personal brand accordingly. No, that is not how things work out at the end of the day. Again, as we learned in the storytelling framework bit, guys, and in storytelling, the same storytelling framework has to apply to your personal brand as well. Okay, everyone needs to have a story. The next thing is consistency is key. Obviously, even when it comes to your personal brand, whatever you're doing, you have to stay true to yourself. You cannot be like, today I am this person, tomorrow I am some other person, right? Again, like similarly, like how your brand has one tone, one voice, one storytelling framework. The same way, you all also have to be consistent in your messaging. You have to be consistent in your tone. You have to be you have to be consistent in your story overall. The next thing is that now you're creating a personal brand. Okay, a lot of personal brands are gonna fail. Okay, like a lot of y'all over here on this call also are scared of starting a personal brand. Okay, there was this one girl, she was like, I'm gonna go ahead and create some funny videos and this and that. She created a personal brand, okay, through funny videos. She reached 100K. Okay, genuinely. And then she's like, oh my God, my content is so cringe. Like she legit said that my content is so cringe. What do I do right now? So then she actually rebranded herself. She changed her personal brand completely, where she started making more informative content, where she realized that this kind of personal brand is something that doesn't work for her. But now, when we talk about consistency, she's not been consistent in her messaging. Okay, because obviously she reached 100,000 followers. After she reached 100,000 followers, she's like, oh my God, my content is cringe. So all of the 100,000 who have followed her are now not going to engage with her content because she is not consistent in her messaging. Right? Suppose अभी आप लोग ने follow कर लिया, let's assume बीयू निक को. ओके. ना कल बीयू निक ज्यादा ये क्या बोलते हैं, बिजनेस बिजनेस कंटेंट ही स्टार्ट शेयरिंग. विल यू ऑल गो अहेड एंड लाइक दैट? Exactly not, right? I mean, if Bunic is someone who's known for comedy, he has to stay consistent in his branding. He has to stick to what he's saying. He has to be in that segment. So again, you have to stick to your niche. You have to be ready to fail. You have to be consistent. Create a positive impact. Now, again, similar to brands, right? When we are creating a positive impact, what does it mean? It means that you are actually sharing some decent enough content. Okay, you are creating a brand that is making a difference out there, either by sharing value or by like creating some impact in your personal brand. Okay, so now creating a positive impact has two different things. Okay, so how do you create positive impact as a person? Positive impact primarily means giving back. Okay, so now you can give back to people online. Okay, by giving them information, blah blah blah, falana dinkrana online, or you can go ahead and create a positive impact offline, right? But obviously, in today's day and age, if you're creating a positive impact and you're not documenting it, okay, that is not something that's going to help you build your personal brand. अगर आपने 10 crore 100 crore 50 crore का दान किया है, okay, your personal brand will only work when you talk about this social impact online. Okay, they always tell you anyways that if you are creating like if you are donating, don't talk about it online, this that. आप जो charity कर रहे हो वो घर पे रखो, किसी को बोलो नहीं. Okay, but when you are trying to create a personal brand, that is not going to help you at all. So whatever kind of positive impact you've created is something that you have to go ahead and tell the people of the world in general. The next one is follow a successful example. We all need mentors, right? I wish I had a mentor back in the day. I had like one mentor when I was getting into digital marketing, where I was gonna do masters abroad, and और digital marketing का एक जो course था, IID का course था, वो मैं करने वाला था. So I went to my mentor and I was like, I asked her, should I go abroad? Should I do digital marketing here? And I was considering UK, okay, and I wasn't considering Canada or anything. And she's like, UK is the absolute worst. You're going to spend all that money, and then you're going to come back here, and it's not going to make any difference at all. You rather stick to digital marketing and do your digital marketing course over here. And that's where I did, and that's how I've gotten to this particular stage, because of the advice that I've taken from a mentor, because of following successful examples. So again, when it comes to your niche, suppose if Harsh wants to get into putting up content related to gaming. Harsh, what kind of content do you want to put up? Or what's your niche? Okay. Can you be a little bit more specific? Okay, mostly creative, going with work or something like that. Okay. So now exactly what we're trying to do over here is, suppose if he wants to do something in the creative field, right? He needs to be okay, like suppose if he's trying to be creative when it comes to music, okay, then he would follow Yashraj Mukhate, and he would do exactly what Yashraj Mukhate is doing and try to be like very similar to it, 19-20%. You have to be the same thing works for personal branding. If you all were there in my previous lectures, you all know that when we talk about Nike, when we talk about Puma, we talk about brands in general. Okay, Nike, Puma, and Adidas all have the same black logo. Because if one brand has made it in a particular market, then you need to follow the entire same strategy. Okay, you can't be like, मैं कुछ और करूंगा, मैं नया करूंगा, but you have to follow the same basic guidelines. Okay, यशराज मुखाटे ने क्या बोला है कि अगर if you want to become famous, then you have to follow the trends for music. Okay, फिर वो नया आया था song composer मयूर करके. I think I follow him also, and that guy also does the very same thing. Okay, so now you can't be like मैं trends नहीं follow करूंगा, मैं memes नहीं follow करूंगा, because that is something that works. Okay, so people have already created a successful blueprint for y'all. Y'all don't have to skip the blueprint and go elsewhere. You have to follow and replicate the plan of a successful example. Live your brand means true to your brand at every point in time. Let other people tell your story as well. Again, what does it mean by other people telling your story? Means testimonials. Okay, we are creating a personal brand. You have to go ahead and get glimpses. You have to get clips of people actually stating what your brand is, what you are, what you do, how good you are. And lastly, leaving a legacy. Leaving a legacy means leaving something behind for people to talk about, is what you mean by leaving a legacy. Okay. How do you improve your personal brand? Build a strategy, monitor brand engagement, develop your personal brand, have a communication plan, and measure success regularly. Guys, you all know how do you go ahead and monitor your personal brand engagement or create better personal brand engagement? Strategy that'll help you take up your DM game from there to here. Or if you want money, if you want to learn how to save money and improve your finances, comment money below, and then immediately you'll get a DM. Have you seen that? Yes, no? Comment money,
Yeah.
comment finance. Yeah. So what happens, guys, over here is that there is this tool. Okay. Even I didn't know a lot about it. Okay. But when I did, okay, I got to know and I was like, this actually helps your personal brand go off the charts, right? Because Instagram is continuously seeing your engagement. Okay, so what happens is that there's a tool. Okay, the tool's name is called ManyChat. I want all of you all to try it out. Okay, go to ManyChat and you go ahead and you connect the reel, you connect your account to ManyChat. Okay, on ManyChat, you go ahead and feed in that once people write comment, whatever they write in the comment, whether they write comment or they write suppose finance or they write money. Okay, you have to feed in the trigger word to ManyChat. As soon as ManyChat sees the trigger word, immediately it goes ahead and sends a DM to a person. Now, when you do this, guys, your Instagram engagement, your Instagram comments skyrockets, and then Instagram knows that you're a good brand at the end of the day. Okay, getting people to comment on your post is something way, way, way better than anything else. Getting them to click your website is okay, but getting them to comment on your post, on your reel is something that is absolutely the best strategy. Okay, so now in module 2, we teach all of you all how to run ads, how to, actually go to the next step, irrespective, is like how to be present online, how to run ads, how to send emailers, how to improve the SEO, social media score, Google score of your website, how to be more present on Google search. Okay, but there is no strategy possible, available organically, inorganically, paid to get more comments on your social media posts. Okay, there are legit 8 to 10 to 12 different strategies, okay, and actual objectives that you can have on your Instagram ads. You can get more views, you can get more likes, you can get more website clicks, you can get more leads, but there is no strategy that legally allows you to get more comments on your Instagram posts overall, right? So again, that's why that is something, the whole ManyChat strategy is something that you all should try out. Simply go ahead, connect your account, get a key trigger word, and get people to comment that key trigger word to go ahead and improve your engagement overall. Guys, you'll remember the competition research lecture that we had done? How many of you all remember that? How many of you all were here where we went to socialblade.com? Okay, you'll do. So again, over here, guys, when we went to socialblade.com, there was something called as engagement rate. Okay, now if you want your engagement rate to skyrocket, you do this whole many chat strategy, which is go to many chat, link one reel, link one key trigger word with the reel. And as soon as people say that key trigger word, an automated DM goes to the person on the other end. Very good strategy to improve your engagement rate. And your success on Instagram is defined not by your followers. Okay, the original agencies and everyone who are monitoring you by the success of your engagement rate. No one is monitoring you by your followers, this, that, only by your engagement rate at the end of the day. Okay, why don't you have a good personal brand at the end of the day? Why do people not get successful? Ignoring other people who already made it, not copying them, ignoring what your followers have to say. Always get some kind of opinion through a poll or a question or something. Get the audience's thoughts in. Okay, generating subpar content, branding yourself wrong. Like suppose if I am a marketing guy and I'm a games guy and I try to be funny. I try to get my students to play games. I try to do a lot of different things. Okay, and I try to create a personal brand for myself genuinely, guys, where I was more serious, where I did a little bit more serious content overall. And it didn't work out to me because people who knew me also were like, Suraj, what the hell? This is not you, right? I know you're trying to create marketing content, but your marketing content has to be funny. If you're not funny, it won't work out for you because when we see you in real life, you are like you be funny, right? Maybe I just try to be funny, maybe I'm not, right? It depends person to person. But again, like I try to be funny in that particular perspective. I try to make people play games, this, that, whatever. So I'm like, when you are trying to create your personal brand, okay, you have to be very true to yourself. At the end of the day, you got to be consistent. You got to plan for long term. Okay. Okay, guys, let's have a look at the four different categories that we have when it comes to creating a personal brand. Okay, the first one that we have altruists. Okay, they're recognized for helping others and dedicating their time to charity. Angelina Jolie, Bill Gates. Can you name one more person for me? Just one more is good, and I want it from you all. Come on, guys.
Sonu Sood.
Who?
Sonu Sood.
Sonu Sood. That is absolutely perfect. Who's that one guy, yeah, that foreign YouTuber who's always giving away things? Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Right? Mr. Beast is an altruist. Okay, the next one is careerists, people who are absolutely obsessed with their careers. They're known for their companies. So you have Jeff Bezos, you'll have Logan Paul to an extent. Logan Paul is not extremely a careerist. Logan Paul is a lot of different things. But a careerist would be, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Gary V. People who are talking about one company, one brand, and they're working towards it is what careerist is going to be. Leaders in the particular industry, basically. Okay. Boomerangs try to create controversy. Okay. This is what a boomerang brand stands for. Right. Can you all name a few? Like you can have memers, you can have like reporters, people who are trying to create some rush, who are trying to create some topic. They're trying to be provocative at the end of the day. Bhupendra Jogi. Yeah, did you all see Bhupendra Jogi's new reel with that BJP ka neta or something? I saw that recently. And I was like, wow, Bhupendra Jogi जगह जगह जा रहा है आजकल. Another boomerang brand is Carry Minati. Carry Minati is the biggest boomerang. Hey, sorry guys, I didn't take a example from you all over here. Careerist, can you all suggest? Mainly like an industry leader, like a particular person who's made it in that particular like industry. Not necessary that it has to be business. Like again, if you think of music producers, music directors that are obsessed with their career, this, that, they do fall under the careerist category. Yeah, Ratan Tata is absolutely right. Thank you so much. Someone said Bhuvan Bum. Bhuvan Bum would be a boomerang, and not a careerist. I don't know if you give it for boomerang or you give it for careerist, but yes, Bhuvan Bum falls under a boomerang. Okay, and lastly, we have connectors. Okay, these individuals love bringing people together and pride themselves on building communities. They are often creative and enjoy the validation of others. Okay, so when we talk about connectors, we're mainly talking about your celebrities in general. Okay, like these guys have cult following. Okay, these guys are bringing people together. These guys are forming communities at the end of the day. Majority of your celebrities will only fall under this bracket. Shah Rukh Khan, okay, you have an entire cult following of Shah Rukh Khan. सलमान खान का मैं तो पागल हो गया था. मैंने रिसेंटली देखा, गेटी गैलेक्सी का एक वीडियो देखा है जहाँ पे वो लोग फटाके फोड़ रहे हैं गेटी गैलेक्सी के अंदर. देयर आर लेजिट लाइक 20, 25, 30 क्रैकर्स going off at Getty Galaxy. Have you all seen that? If you all haven't, you all can go to Ad Parody. Okay, that page has recently posted that reel. I went absolutely mad seeing वो जो ऊपर जाके फटने वाले फटाके हैं वो 20 या 25 गेटी गैलेक्सी के अंदर फट रहे हैं और लोग अपनी जान के लिए भाग रहे हैं यहाँ वहां पे, है ना. लाइक ओके, ये क्या हो गया? सलमान खान की कोई मूवी, आई थिंक टाइगर 3 के रिलीज के लिए या समथिंग लाइक दैट. I don't know, is Salman Khan there in Tiger 3 or who is there? I don't know. But basically, in that movie, they're going absolutely mad, bursting crackers. Okay, so that's your altruist, careerist, boomerangs, and connectors. Four different types of personal branding that y'all have. Okay, quick steps, quick highlight. Not going to spend too much time. Okay, first, how do you go ahead and create a personal brand? Find the niche. Okay, find that specific topic. Don't do time pass up a lot of different things. You might be like, I'm a CA and an author and a graphologist, and I'm also a fitness expert. We are a lot of things. We are humans, guys, at the end of the day. Right, मैं बीच में पहुंच गया था fitness में. Okay, I thought just because I lost 30 kgs, I love fitness and I'm a running guy and I'm also a funny guy and I'm also a marketing guy, but I'm also like a teacher. So I like so confused what to create my personal branding in. Right. So then I decided that my niche should be marketing, but it should be funny marketing because there are lesser funny marketing guys because people are treating marketing as a very, very serious topic, which should not be the case. Marketing is actually funny. Marketing should be chilled and relaxed. Again, a lot of teachers in general, when they're teaching marketing, are teaching it as a serious topic, but that is not how marketing should be. Marketing should be fun. It should be like brand building should be fun. It should be gaming. It should be this. It should be that. It should be a lot of different things, but serious. Number two is inject your personality into your brand. Number three is create a brand identity. I hope you guys learned how to create a brand identity by now. All of the lectures prior to this were about creating a brand identity. The next thing, number four, guys, is that if you are trying to create a personal brand, then you should have a separate website that talks about your personal brand. Like if I have Ad Sharks Media, I should have a separate website about Ad Sharks Media, and I should have a separate website that talks about me overall. Carve out a content and social media strategy, guest blog to promote your brand. Okay, so guys, now if you're trying to create a personal brand, okay, what speaks volumes about you is that if your name is present on somebody else's website and that is actually talking about you, okay? Because what happens is आप खुद के मुंह से अपनी तारीफ करोगे तो लोग आपको मानेंगे नहीं. Okay, if you're guest blogging through someone else's brand, okay, if you're guest blogging through someone else's website, you're always going to get more traction. And apart from getting more traction, you get something called as backlinks as well. Okay, backlinks is not something that you all will understand now. It's like when you all come to me for the next module for level two. That is when we learn something about websites, handling backlinks. How are all of those beneficial for us at the end of the day? Is what guest blogging and your backlinks and your SEO will actually prove. But again, over here, the main thought to understand is guest blogging helps you because if you compliment your own self, your personal brand's not going to increase. But if you go ahead and shoot the trigger from someone else's gun, then you are going to get a better output. And lastly, obviously, seek out mentors. People who actually made it in this field are people who are going to help you out, help you make your brand better at the end of the day. Okay, guys, now we finished personal branding also. I just had this question. I have a lot of PPTs locked and loaded over here, but I wanted to ask you all if we completed brand awareness or not, because I remember we were somewhere halfway through awareness and then we completed it or not. So I just wanted inputs
We
from you
did,
all. We did advocacy also.
yes, we completed that PPT, I guess.
Okay. And did we complete customer lifetime value?
Yes, sir.
Finished it till the end? Yeah, remember we did the
Yes,
formula as
sir.
well, right? Yeah. Then you all are left with very few slides only. You all are nearly done only. You all are close to completion. I'm going to go ahead and fire up brand valuation. I'm 100% sure this is something we've not done. Okay, guys. So now when we talk about brand valuation, what are we looking at? Okay. So when we're saying brand valuation means you're looking at different methods to put a cost, to put some kind of value to a brand. Okay, how do you put a value? You can only put a monetary value in today's day and age. If you have a brand, right? Like suppose Flipkart. Flipkart sold for how much, guys? Do you all have an idea? 7 billion. There's two Indian people who started the Flipkart brand. I think they sold it for 7 billion. I might be wrong at the end of the day. But how do these guys sell it for 7 billion? I mean, there might be a way, right, as to how my brand is valued at 7 billion. Okay, guys, over here, I'm trying to teach you all brand identity, but I'm not just going to leave you all, कि चलो brand बना दिया, अभी मैं निकल गया, अभी. I'm actually going to tell you all that there are different ways as to how you can go ahead and associate a monetary value to your brand. मैं जहाँ पे काम करता था पहले, वो एड एजेंसी वो लोग ने 500 करोड़ में बेची है 7 साल में, बिकॉज ऑफ द ब्रांड दैट दे बिल्ट. ओके, जब भी हम लोग ऑनलाइन ई कॉमर्स ब्रांड बना रहे, ई कॉमर्स ब्रांड में जो सेल्स होती है, वो सेल्स क्यों होती है? बिकॉज वो एक ब्रांड है. मैंने आप लोग को पहले एग्जाम्पल भी बताया घर सोप्स का. घर सोप्स कितना ज्यादा प्रॉफिट कर रहा है. ओके, दे आर मेकिंग द प्रोडक्ट फॉर 30 रुपीज, सेलिंग इन फॉर 500 रुपीज, and it's selling because of the brand called Ghar Soaps. Okay, so again, that is what you all need at the end of the day. You just need like one simple brand that is created. and based on the brand, you can go ahead and make all of the sales, and your brand now gets valued way more, because under valuation, you not only have your assets and your marketing and this and that, but you also have the image and perception that people have about your brand, that adds to your brand valuation. Okay, so suppose let's take an example of Kavya over here. Okay, so if people go ahead and prefer Kavya's brand, okay, like suppose let's make it even better. Let's say Kavya becomes the CEO of Snapchat. Okay. Now, if Kavya has a cult following, people prefer Kavya's thoughts, they like what he has to say, immediately Snapchat's valuation could even go up by a billion or two, because people believe in the thought of Kavya. People agree to what he's saying. They're willing to download the app, right? So he's added some value to the brand. So always valuation cannot just be like the assets and the office and the company and this and that. But brand valuation is mainly done by how many people are willing to adopt your brand at the end of the day, is what works into and adds to your valuation. So any feature, anything that you've done that gets people to download your app or buy from you is something that adds to your valuation. So you should always be able to sell your company at the peak of its valuation. Okay. See, brand value refers to the worth of a brand to the consumer. Okay, let's move on to the next thing. Give me a second, I'll explain this to you. Okay, perfect. So guys, let's understand the three different functions a brand has and then try to go ahead and connect it back to valuation. Okay, so brands have three primary functions. They have navigation, they have reassurance, and they have engagement. Okay, so again, navigation is when brands help customers to select from an array of alternatives. Okay, what does this mean? Is that a brand is going to help you pick that brand at the end of the day. It's going to help you navigate between all of the different options and come to the brand at the end of the day. The second thing that we have is reassurance. Reassurance ensures that they communicate the qualities of the product and service and assure consumers at the point of purchase. Okay, so now what does it mean? Assurance मतलब हाँ भाई सब चंगा है. Reassurance मतलब मैंने तेरे को बोला ना भाई सब चंगा है, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, सब बढ़िया हो जाएगा. Okay, so now what is reassurance is that you go ahead and you first is like you want to pick Surf Excel. Okay, you're going to Surf Excel. You're trying to find Surf Excel between like in on a retail shelf. Okay, so first you see Surf Excel. Okay, then you purchase it. Then you're having like a double thought on Surf Excel. You see the packaging, you see the brand. Okay, you see everything is good. You see that the price is reasonable. That is what you have as reassurance. Okay, so navigation is helping you pick. Reassurance is like, okay, you are completely confident about the brand. And the last thing is engagement communicates a distinctive imagery and associations that encourage identification of the brand by its consumers. Okay. So now again, what is engagement, guys, over here is that you remember all of the old ads. You remember every different association of the brand is what is called as engagement. And all three of these things are what helps you in actually creating a good brand value. Okay, navigation matlab अलग अलग brands में से you're able to find that one brand. Okay, reassurance is where you're like, okay, this is actually a good brand. You see the packaging, you see things here and there, you see the pricing, you see all of those points is what reassurance is. And engagement is when you remember each and every single thing you recall about the brand that gives you a positive affinity towards it. So these three things are responsible. Navigation, reassurance, and engagement are responsible for creating that brand value in your head at the end of the day. Okay, guys, now do you all want to take a shot at what is brand value and what is brand equity? Have you all heard the term brand equity? Anyone of you all? Anyone's heard equity? Okay. Uh okay. Someone said yes, rest said no. Okay, guys. So again, when you look at it, okay, so brand value is written over here. The slides are not very explaining right now, but just try to focus on what I'm trying to say. Okay, so brand value at the end of the day is a mix of tangible and intangible assets that creates a valuation for the brand. Now, what do you mean by tangible and intangible? ये क्या होता है? Okay, tangible means things that are calculatable. Okay, is like suppose I say that I have five. Suppose I have two pieces of sandwich on my plate right now. Okay, that is tangible. But I have n number of thoughts. मेरे पास thoughts अभी दिमाग में बहुत ही ज्यादा है. So that's intangible because I cannot calculate the number of thoughts that I have in my head. Okay, that is where brand value comes in. Okay, brand value is a mix of tangible and intangible thoughts to come up with a financial value for a brand, right? But if you look at it on the right side, brand equity is a set of assets or liabilities, okay, things that can be calculated. Brand visibility, brand associations, customer loyalty. Okay, how do we do all this? We mentioned last time out, we actually figured out how to calculate customer lifetime value or customer loyalty. So all of these things, which are a sum of all of the tangible assets, is what is called a brand equity. See, set of assets, liabilities, everything that you can add or subtract from the value of a current or potential product or a service driven by a brand. Right? So equity is everything that you can go ahead and calculate, but brand valuation is a sum of tangible, intangible thoughts overall. Okay, so when you calculate brand valuation, guys, there are actually a lot of different methods. Okay, and you all would go absolutely bonkers understanding the different kind of methods that you all have. Okay, can you all just go ahead and take a rough guess as to how you would calculate a brand valuation? Mota moti tukka maro, serious mat ho na. Okay, just give me a random rough guess. Okay, let's take an example. Chalo, let's say that whose name should we take? Okay, let's say that Jayashree has started a brand. Okay, and this is a sports brand. Okay, catering to both men and women. It's a new brand in the market. It's been in the market for like 6 months in total. Okay, and it's doing decent amount of sales through its e-commerce store, no offline store. Okay, now how you guys gonna say what is the valuation of this brand? क्या वैल्यूएशन होगा ये नया ब्रांड का जो 6 महीने से आया मार्केट में? अंदाजा कुछ भी, तुक्का आंसर्स इज फाइन. अगेन गाइस, जस्ट मैसेज ऑन chat if you don't unmute yourselves, and you can direct message me on chat also. Any guesses are appreciated. Right, wrong, anything? And I can assure you majority of y'all will be right if you'll give me an answer. Okay, someone's mentioned cost of production minus sale of the product. That is absolutely right. That is one way of looking at it. But there are multiple ways. I love the answer. Can we have a few more answers? Anything is appreciated. This was a good guess. Someone could say valuation of the brand is kitna sale ho raha hai. Okay. Okay. Someone's mentioned over here that the value of the brand is similar to the value of a competition in a similar space. So again, that is absolutely right to an extent, guys. ये एक एग्जाम्पल भी था. Okay, so again, Flipkart, right? If Flipkart is getting sold, okay, and if eBay or any other company in a similar segment is sold, then your brand valuation becomes very similar. Okay, I think that happened with Snapdeal or something that's actually happened in real life is that Snapdeal wanted its valuation, okay, to get sold, and Flipkart was sold for 7 billion. So based on the cost of Flipkart sale, that is how they went ahead and created a brand valuation for Snapdeal. Okay, so yes, your competitors, someone's mentioned through goodwill. That is also another good way to look at it. Okay, there are a lot of different valuation methods that you can go ahead and put into place. Okay, and I'm going to teach all of you all that today. There is cost based, there is income based, there is future income prediction based. Okay, there are a lot of different valuation methods that you all can have, and you can remove any valuation for your company. Okay, that's the beauty of it. So tomorrow, Kavya be like, my company is worth 100 crores through the cost valuation based method or through the income approach based method. And Kavya could be absolutely right. But I could value Kavya's company at 5 crores instead of 100 crores. Okay, through another method and be willing to pay only 5 crores. Okay, so again, a person needs to be educated. Suppose if I'm looking to go ahead and acquire Kavya's brand, I will not go ahead and only do one method. Okay, if I'm going to send 7 billion rupees, obviously I have enough money to hire people to do these detailed approaches for me and get different valuation for Kavya's company. Okay, even if I don't do it, at least I should know in future all of you all are going to become businessmen and women. Okay, so you all should know how to go ahead and value your brand. And I hope some of you all actually make it to the top 1% where you're all acquiring other people's companies. Okay, so again, to go ahead and acquire other people's companies, you'll need to know how to go ahead and calculate brand value. Okay. You have financial analysis, you have the role of the brand, and you have the brand strength. Okay, now obviously these are way too many different things, but these are not the approaches. I'm going to get to the approaches. But again, it's telling you about the three different key pieces of brand analysis that add to the brand value at the end of the day. Obviously, one is monetary, कि कितना फाइनेंस हो रहा है, कितना सेल हो रहा है, कितना कॉस्ट लगा मार्केटिंग में, okay, कितना कॉस्ट लगा overall year and there is what financial analysis is. Okay, the second thing is what is the role of the brand. Okay, how is the brand serving the purpose on social media? How many people have the affinity with it? How many people can recall the brand? You know, how many people can remember the brand at the end of the day? And brand strength is that how is it relevant? How is it visible? What is the thought leadership? Right? Brand strength means how strong is the brand? How strong is the recall of the brand compared to all of its competitors? Okay, now we come to the main fun part of this particular brand valuation zone. Okay, you have a cost approach method, you have a market approach method, and you have an income approach method. Okay, all of these methods are different in its own way. Okay, let's look at the income earning method. I will read out all of the three methods. Okay, sometimes people get a little lost in this topic and it gets a little complicated because the screenshots, okay, guys, are a little excessive. I will read them out for you and then I will explain each and every method out to you. If you don't understand, please let me know. Okay, where income we're on income based approach where you have excessive earning, you have price premium, and you have capitalization of historic profits methods. Yeah, sorry. Okay, let's look at excessive earning method, the first one. A certain amount of earnings beyond profit are required to attract investors. These earnings are calculated and the rate of return calculated on the basis of the value of assets are used in this method. Okay, the next one is price premium method that we have. This brand valuation method is based on a capitalization of future profit stream premium attributable to a business brand above the revenues of a generic business without a brand. Okay, and the last thing that we have is capitalization of historic profit methods. The subsidization of the brand's profit is based on this method. Okay, now इतना complicated लिखने की जरूरत ही नहीं थी. Okay, see over here, it says a certain amount of earnings beyond profits are required to attract investors. Okay, so this is saying that they are looking at how much excessive money do we have in the system. Okay, how much money do we have, how much capital do we have to burn, okay, is what you're seeing in the first method. Okay, you're seeing how much money you're making, how much profit you're making, how much excessive income are you able to earn. Okay, now everything, this whole approach is an income based approach, so everything is financial over here. Okay, you're seeing how much money is coming in and how much profit are you putting in your pocket. Okay, over and above the profit, how much money do you have to burn is what your first method is. Suppose मैंने बनाया है 100 रुपए. ओके, मेरा प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग कॉस्ट था 10 रुपए. ओके, मैंने 10 रुपए में से डाला 40 रुपए जेब में, और मेरे पास 40 रुपए के बाद 50 रुपए है वापस बिजनेस में डालने को. तो वहां पे हो गया मेरा एक्सेसिव अर्निंग मेथड. एवरीवन क्लियर विद दिस वन? ओके, लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट वन. Now, price premium and capitalization of historic profits are kind of opposites. Okay. So now, what is the thing in this income-based approach? Okay, excessive earning method is something that you're saying that, okay, this is in real time. Okay, मैं अभी 100 रुपया कमा रहा हूँ. Okay, 100 रुपए में से मैं 40 रुपए जेब में डाल रहा हूँ, मेरे को 50 रुपए आएंगे. ओके, प्राइस प्रीमियम मेथड इज बेसिकली कि मैं कमाऊंगा 200-300 रुपए. ओके, और मैं 300 रुपए कमा के डालूंगा जेब में 100 रुपए, और मेरे पास 200 रुपए होंगे वापस बिजनेस में डालने के लिए. इज व्हाट प्राइस प्रीमियम इज बेस्ड ऑन फ्यूचर प्रॉफिट स्ट्रीम्स. ओके, यू हैव टू गो अहेड एंड अज्यूम कि अभी मेरे पास इतना 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 है, तो मेरा इवेंचुअली इनकम इतना 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 हो जाएगा. Okay, sir, assuming based on the assets that you have right now, that your income will become tenfold, it'll become hundredfold. Okay. And the last one that you have, capitalization of historic profit. This is saying कि तेरे को अब तक इतना आया है. ओके, तेरे को साल 1 में आया था 100 रुपए का प्रॉफिट, साल 2 में तेरे को आया था 200 रुपए का प्रॉफिट, साल 3 में तेरे को आया था 300 रुपए का प्रॉफिट. तो एवरेज निकालेंगे कि 200 रुपए प्रॉफिट आ रहा है इन जनरल. Okay, is what is happening in all of these methods. Excessive earning is in present, kitna aa raha hai currently in your previous financial year, how much money were you able to make. Based on that, your valuation is made. Price premium is like assume कर रहा है भाई तेरा future में कितना होने वाला है income. Okay, and historic profit is like अब तक तेरे को past में 6-7 साल 8 साल में average कितना आ रहा है. Okay, excessive earning is present, price premium is future, and historic profits is past. Everyone clear? Let me know, I'll move on.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, guys, let's move on to the market-based brand valuation method. Uh, so again, market-based is like भाई market में क्या चल रहा है, कैसे चल रहा है. Based on that is what you are going to go ahead and calculate your profit. Okay, let's have a look at P to E ratio and also turnover multiples. Let's try to understand it at the end of the day. Okay, the first one that we have is P to E ratios method. Here it's saying the profit earned by a brand are multiplied by a value that is obtained from similar transactions of profit to the price that is paid depending on the brand value that is reported in the P to E brand valuation method. Okay, so again, what they're telling you in general is that you have to go ahead and calculate your price to earnings. Okay, and you compare that to the price to earnings of different brands in general. Okay, the market based approach is primarily saying कि भाई market में क्या rate चल रहा है. Okay, so you have to go ahead and figure out price to earnings. Okay, what is price to earnings, guys? What is price to earnings? What does it mean? What is a brand's price? What is a product's price? Okay, let me give you all a particular sum. Okay, product is selling for 100 rupees. Cost of manufacturing is 10. Okay, MRP is 100 and the profit made on the product is, you can say 50 rupees. Okay, so what is the price to earnings? Simple only for this particular product. Okay, I'll give you all one example. मैं एक solve करके आपको बताता हूँ. Next one you all can tell me सामने से. Okay, so the price is 100 rupees because the MRP is 100. Okay, that's the price and the earnings is 50. So price to earnings becomes 100 is to 50. That becomes 2 is to 1. Okay, is that clear? Let me give you all another sum. Okay, Kavya is selling his new products on his e-commerce website for 40 rupees. Okay, and the profit he's making per product is 20 rupees. So what is price to earnings?
2:1.
Correct. Okay, another example that we'll take is Harsh is selling a product for 100 rupees. Okay, and he's only making a 10 rupees profit on it. So what is my price to earnings ratio? Correct. 10 is to 1. You're absolutely right. Okay, guys. So again, they do that for every particular industry in the similar market. And based on that, you're utilizing this price to earning as a multiplier. देखो यहाँ पे लिखा है multiplied. Okay. So you are looking to find the P to E ratio for all of the brands in the market and utilizing that as a multiplier at the end of the day. The next one is fun. Okay, this is a very halwa wala method. Okay, turnover multiple methods is basically key if Snapdeal is sold, and based on the valuation of Snapdeal, I will go ahead and value Flipkart. Okay, based on the valuation of Flipkart, I will go ahead and put a brand valuation to Snapdeal. Okay, based on any kind of valuation that's happened in the past. Suppose if Spotify gets sold today for 10 billion, okay, and then I create Amazon Music and I'm trying to sell Amazon Music, Amazon Music will get sold for 7 billion based on the comparison of Spotify that got sold. Okay, that's what you mean by turnover multiples, is that you see which company has been sold in the past in the particular similar field. Based on the costing of that, you go ahead and value your company. Okay, that is the second base approach, market based approach, based on your price to earnings and also based on the cost of some other company that has gotten sold in the past. Is everyone clear with income based and market based? Can we go to cost based?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, over here we have two different ones in cost based. Okay, there is creation cost method and there is a replacement value method. Okay, these both are very, very similar, but creation cost is कि आपको अब तक कितना पैसा लगा ये ब्रांड बनाने में. Okay, suppose Kavya went ahead and made a brand in say 2008. Okay, and the amount of money invested by him in 2008 was 100 crores. Okay, so if you look at it from a creation cost method, he required 100 crore rupees to create this brand. Okay, the second one which you have is replacement value method. Okay, but he made the brand in 2008. For me to create a similar brand in 2023, I would require 10,000 crores. Okay, so if you do a valuation as per creation cost method, because Kavya took 1,000 crores to make his brand, so 1,000 crores is the valuation by creation cost method. But by replacement value method, Kavya's brand cost is 10,000 crores, because to create a similar brand and to replace Kavya's brand in the market, you will require 10,000 crore rupees. Okay, so now guys, which one would you prefer? Creation cost method or replacement value method? Which one works out better? Creation cost is कितना पैसा लगा बनाने में and value replacement value is भाई similar brand बनाने को कितना पैसा लगेगा. Which one would you all prefer?
Replacement value.
Exactly. Right? Because replacement value makes your valuation better. Someone's written first. Okay. But guys, when you look at first, okay, when it comes to creation cost method, okay, this doesn't work out when your brand is very old because inflation. Okay, inflation happens if you spend 1,000 crore rupees now and you look at 1,000 crore rupees 10 years from now, 1,000 crore will not hold the same value. And because there is something called as inflation happening in our economy, right? The value of money decreases each and every year. That is why obviously 1,000 crores is going to be valued way lesser within 10 years from now. That is why replacement value method works better because it's the amount of money that you will require to create a similar brand to replace your brand in the market is what a replacement value method stands for. Is everyone clear with all of the valuation methods, guys? Cost based, market based, income based.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. See, guys, over here, have a look. These are tangible, intangible assets. Okay. Inventory, cash, machinery, whatever you have, physical assets, anything that holds value is your tangible assets. And your intangible assets are trademarks, patents, goodwill, knowledge is what falls under intangible assets. Why are we doing this? To understand what is equity and brand value. I told you all, brand equity is all of your tangible assets, and brand value is a mix of tangible and intangible assets. So you all can see over here. Tangible assets, things that you can calculate. Intangible assets, things that you really can't calculate. Okay, under tangible, you also have this thing, guys. Customer lifetime value, all of that, which everything that can be calculated falls under tangible, not only like machinery, plant, cash, inventory, but everything that can be calculated falls under tangible. Everything that you can't calculate. Okay, मेरे पास पेटेंट था. ओके, सपोज मैंने अभी 40 रुपए में पेटेंट खरीद लिया मेरे आइडिया का कि सपोज टिफिन बॉक्सेस विच कैन गो अहेड एंड हीट योर फूड. मैंने इसका पैटेंट ले लिया. अभी इस पैटेंट की कीमत क्या है आप बता नहीं सकते हो, राइट? आई मीन मैंने पैटेंट करा लिया, मैंने बोला कि ये मेरा ब्रांड है, ये मेरा कंपनी है, so now for somebody to go ahead and get this patent off me, it's very difficult to go ahead and put a price on that. It's very difficult to put a price on trademarks. Okay, now I don't know, like suppose if Suraj Menghani is a brand, he doesn't know how much goodwill he's created in the market. And a goodwill is something that cannot be calculated. How much knowledge I have at this point in time cannot be calculated. How much knowledge I have retained in my life to go ahead and impart it to you all. Okay, so there are a lot of intangible assets, and all of that come into play when you are doing your brand valuation. Okay, let's have a look at this particular chart to understand your brand valuation. Okay, in the center, you have your brand assets, then you have your brand equity, and the last thing that you have, the last circle that you can see is brand valuation. Okay, skip all the text that you have. Okay, I will explain it to you all over here. Okay, so here you can see you have all of your assets. You have your trademark, you have your IP, you have the brand logo, you have all of your basic stuff coming in. In this circle over here, you are doing all of these things. See, I'll show you. Brand associations, brand visibility, customer loyalty. Okay, that is what fills in this part of the circle. This part of the circle is what comes as part of the other equity. All of these also fall under equity. Okay. See, these things, machinery, plant, cash, inventory, all of that falls under the main circle. Okay. All of your assets, this and that, everything falls under this one brand asset circle. ऑफिस किधर है, ऑफिस का वैल्यू क्या है, ओके, लोगो बनाया, लोगो का वैल्यू क्या है, ये वो यहाँ पे आता है. Here you calculating customer loyalty, brand associations, and all of that. And in this last circle, you have all of the intangible assets also. So your brand valuation is a mix of your brand assets plus your calculatable assets plus your incalculable assets is what forms your brand valuation at the end of the day. And why do we do different methods of brand valuations? Because there are a lot of incalculable assets that come into the picture. That is why we need to have so many different approaches. Okay, सारे approaches आप देख रहे हो, so सब तुक्का ही मार रहे हैं. Okay, none of them are giving you an exact valuation. आपका वैल्यूएशन 100 करोड़ भी आ सकता है, आपका वैल्यूएशन 10 करोड़ भी आ सकता है, आपका वैल्यूएशन 5 लाख करोड़ भी आ सकता है, depending on the valuation method you've taken. And the reason there are so many different valuation methods is because there are so many intangible assets that come into the picture, so many forces that cannot be calculated. That is the reason everyone's brand valuation is different, because you cannot calculate goodwill, you cannot calculate knowledge. There are a lot of other things that you cannot calculate. That is why brand valuation is just tukka based on the approach that you utilize. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone has any doubts? I'll be happy to repeat it.
No, sir.
So a brand equity can be easily calculated, guys, because brand equity is like a sum. Okay, it's the sum of all of the calculatable assets that you have. So your brand equity and your brand valuation is never the same. Okay, so your brand equity might be somewhere very, very, very low compared to other top brands. Okay, compared to Apple, this, that. But your valuation can be way higher than them also. Because it depends on how you want to value it. Like again, suppose if you're going to compare yourself to Apple's brand valuation. Okay, so you have to use similar method. If you're using income-based approach method for Apple, then you use the same thing for your company. So it's not like if you are comparing yourself to another company in the market, not like उसका मैंने income approach base किया है और मेरा market approach कर रहा हूँ. To compare yourself to any brand in the market, you need to do the same approach for that brand and also your brand to be able to compare them. And it's not necessary that your equity is like suppose your equity could be lesser. There's a very high probability that your equity is going to be way lesser than the top brands in the market, but your valuation may be higher. Like if you take the current based method, right? If you take this method that you have under income based and you take excess earnings method, okay? And or you take price premium method. Price premium is future predictions. Okay, you take this and you're like future predictions, itna 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 paisa aane wala hai. Based on that, I am putting my valuation as so and so, so and so, so and so. Okay, so that is something that can help new companies. Price premium method is something that can help you quite a bit. P to E ratio also can help you because you're doing an average of the industry. Turnover multiple can also help you because suppose if uh, like how I mentioned to you all that one ad agency got sold for 500 crores in 7 years. Okay, so that already makes my industry sound a little better to you all because you all are like, अरे भाई एक ad agency 500 crore में बिकी है 7 साल में. So again, it increases the value of my company and any other company in that field. And replacement value again is something that is beneficial for newer companies. But if you're a new company, you should always use P2E, turnover multiple, or price premium. Okay, but when it comes to price premium, you need to have all of the assets that actually prove your future predictions that so and so, so and so, so and so is going to happen. Okay, we'll move on to the next topic. I hope everyone was clear. We're done with brand valuations, guys.
Yes, sir, clear.
अच्छा क्लियर हो तो बताओ मेरे को. चलो देवर हमने देवर थ्री सेवन वैल्यूएशन मेथड. मुझे एटलीस्ट 3 नाम बता दो. Tell me 3 names and I'll be like at least you guys know.
Income, cost,
हाँ, those were the main names, income, cost and market. ठीक है. But under that, what were the 3 subheadings? Tell me 3 subheadings at least.
Replacement valuation,
Okay, that's one.
creation based valuation,
Done two. One more, guys. Think of the first one, income based, and the second one, कॉस्ट बेस्ड. दोनों बता दिया आपने. मार्केट बेस्ड एक भी नहीं बताया और इनकम बेस्ड एक भी नहीं बताया. Income based also simple, based on present, based on historic, based on future. Okay. And then the other one that you missed out in the market base is P2E. Okay. And based on sale of a similar company, which is called turnover multiples. Okay, guys, we'll start with brand audit. Time क्या हो रहा है? It's 10:50. Okay. Guys, take a quick 5-minute break. We will end the lecture at 11:15. Okay, but I don't want to go into a new topic because we've already done 2 topics today. We've gone like a bullet train. We've done personal branding. Okay, apart from personal branding, we've also done brand valuation. Okay, so personal branding is like a lulla topic, but your this thing brand valuation is very heavy. Okay, students don't like the brand valuation topic at all because it's a little more complicated, but I'm so glad that you all have gotten it. You all remember it. You all are easily remembering the thought because I have noticed this with a lot of batch of students that when I teach them brand valuation, they're like, sir, थक गया अभी और मुझे कुछ पढ़ाओ मत, please. But I'm glad that you all took it happily. Now, give me 5 minutes. Okay, take 5 minutes. Come back at 10:55. We'll have a 20-minute lecture. Go through brand audit. Okay, brand audit is also not a very long chapter. It's just 20 slides. And Hopefully tomorrow should be your last lecture. I think I'll have a word with Hiral ma'am. Okay. As for me, in my repertoire, there is only one more PPT left, which is brand value chain. Okay, so as per me, y'all just have to learn brand value chain after brand audit. So I require only one more lecture of y'all, then we should be done and dusted. So no lectures beyond Friday. Okay, we come back in 5 and close brand audit within 20 minutes. Okay, guys, we're back. Are you all with me? Okay. Okay, guys, let's have a look as to how we can go ahead and audit a brand. Okay. So again, like there's a brand created in the market. Now, why is brand audit created? A brand audit can be done for its valuation. A brand audit can be done by its agency to go ahead and understand the brand better. Okay, brand audit can be done by a brand to understand its position in the market. Okay, every brand needs to be audited from time to time to understand how to go ahead and improve the performance of the brand, how to get more sales, how to create a better brand in the market. Let's look at all of the different assessment criteria for a brand. You have identity, strategy, positioning, and experience. Let's look at each and every sector under, let's look at every sector in detail. Okay, ये आपने पूरा सीख लिया है. Okay, who doesn't know identity over here? Please tell me in chat. What is identity? We've only learned identity over the course of the past few lectures. Okay, now have a look over here. You have strategy, corporate strategy, vision, mission, goals, and performance measures. Okay, the next thing is positioning, market category, target market, differentiators, competitive advantages. Experience, customer experience, employee experience, stakeholder advocates, and customer feedback. Okay, there are a lot of different things that come into the picture apart from just an identity. Obviously, if you're creating a big brand like Apple, it's not like भाई मैंने identity क्या बनाई उसके basis पे मेरा पूरा valuation आ जाएगा. No, it's also based on how your employees feel, how your customers feel, how your stakeholder feels. What's your position in the market? What share do you have in the market? What is your corporate strategy? What is your goal, mission, vision? All of that comes into assessing a brand at the end of the day. Okay, let's have a look at steps in effective brand positioning strategy. Determine current brand positioning, determine your competition, identify your unique selling point, create a brand positioning statement, test your brand positioning statement. Okay, so over here, why are we doing all of this in general is because you have to not only calculate your positioning. The example that you had over here was to calculate your positioning, but you don't only have to look at positioning, but you have to look at brand assessment through an overall umbrella of all four of these things. If you're able to calculate all four of them, then only you are able to create a good brand in the market. Okay, see over here again, these examples also are all of the different segments. Yeah, someone raised your hand. Okay. See यहाँ पे the target market, ideal clientele, overall strategy and goals, innovations, visual messaging, advertising strategies, customer experience, brand awareness, and positioning. It's a repeat of all of this over here as to what are all of the things that need to be assessed at the end of the day to see what your brand value is. Okay, all of these different things need to be assessed overall. The analysis then helps ideate how to change things that aren't working and improve on things that are. Okay, so again, when we run ads for companies, when I run my own ads for AdSharks Media, okay, I know that this ad works. I know that this ad doesn't work. I know that I have to show this, I have to show faces. Okay, based on that, I go ahead and switch up the ad. Then I'm like, okay, this ad is working, this ad is not working. So to go ahead and create a good and awesome brand value, right? To go ahead and create a good brand in the market, you have to continuously assess the things that are happening and go ahead and alter the things that aren't working for you. Obviously, the brand audit is not only done based on a single ad. If the company is smaller, then yes. If you're running one or two ads, then yes. But if you're running an overall big company, a big brand, if you're working at markets like Airtel, if you're working for a company like Boat, right? Your brand audits are heavier and your brand audits are done on a month-on-month basis, where all of these things are calculated to see where you stand in the brand valuation index. Okay. So again, there are several reasons why a startup or a company would need to conduct a brand audit. Okay. Why are you conducting a brand audit? Good companies, top companies conduct a brand audit every month. Okay, they spend the money and they conduct a brand audit every month. But again, if Harsh has a new company or Roshni has a new company, right? In recent times, these companies are they're not going to have heavy budgets. Okay, Roshni's company is going to be like, भाई मैं brand audit कराऊंगी तो मेरे पास उतने पैसे होने चाहिए. और रोशनी क्यों करा रही है brand audit? Because Roshni is like, okay, my marketing efforts aren't giving results. My website traffic is low and my email marketing campaigns are not being opened and my sales are low. तो रोशनी ने स्मार्टली पैसे जमा करके एक ब्रांड ऑडिट कराया है because all of these things are happening. Okay, now why are big companies doing a brand audit? Okay, now another reason to do a brand audit, okay, is suppose your company is doing very well. Okay, आपके पास बहुत ROI है और आपको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है मैं पैसा खर्चा कहाँ पे करूँ. Okay, so why would you need a brand audit? If the startup grew before a brand strategy was cemented. Okay, basically what does this mean? कि आपका तुक्का लग गया. Okay, तुक्का लगने के बाद you're like, okay, now I don't know what is it that I need to do. The next thing is if a visual identity isn't clear. Guys, now you all tell me what this means. What's a visual identity? Visual identity is all the visual elements of brand identity that we have discussed is what forms your visual identity. Okay, if the website was designed early on and wasn't redesigned as the company grew, when it's time to rebrand, and lastly to have a broader picture of how the brand is performing against the competition. ओके तो ये लोग बोल रहे हैं कि अगर आपने कंपनी बना दी और आपने कंपनी तुक्के से बना दी ना ब्रांडिंग किया ना कुछ किया ओके और आपकी कंपनी ग्रो हो गई ओके देयर इज अ वेरी ह्यूज पॉसिबिलिटी दैट दिस हैपेंस आल्सो अ लॉट ऑफ कंपनीज जस्ट गो अहेड मेक एन अकाउंट स्टार्ट स्पेंडिंग मनी ऑन एड्स दिस दैट एंड समटाइम्स कभी कभी तुक्के से हो जाता है right but in the larger run in the longer run you have to be able to form a brand. Okay, kabhi kabhi your brand will become successful without doing branding, without creating an identity, without creating a visual identity. Okay, but then eventually everyone needs to come back to branding. Every single person, if you want to make it bigger, has to come back to branding. Okay, be you yeah, be a biceps. Okay, be a biceps. बड़ा बन सकता है based on his thoughts, based on his ideas. Okay, but अगर beer biceps does not do proper branding, okay, beer biceps does not stick to his thoughts, stick to his intellectual thoughts, stick to his quirk, stick to his brand colors, then beer biceps brand value is never going to increase at the end of the day. Okay, everyone clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's look at the areas that a brand audit must cover. Okay. The first thing is internal branding, value, mission, company culture, external branding. Okay. Your business logo, your advertising, your marketing, your PR, your websites, your social media presence, your email marketing, your content marketing. So external branding has everything to do with customers and how are customers perceiving your brand. Internal branding is how your employees are reacting to the brand. Okay, and your customer experience is the final one. Okay, here is everything you're doing to reach out to them, and customer experience is how they're feeling finally. Your sales process, your customer support, and your customer service policies. So here you're doing everything to reach out to them. Okay, external branding is a calculation of your brand identity. Because in the very first lecture, we learned that brand identity is everything you do to try to go ahead and influence customer perception. Okay, but how do people see you at the end of the day is brand image. So over here, you're trying to calculate your brand image. Here, you're trying to calculate your brand identity. Over here, you're trying to calculate how your internal employees and everyone within your company is reacting to you. So internal branding is nothing other than the calculation of your internal advocacy. If you all remember the advocacy particular lecture. Okay. So again, what are the benefits? Now, this is like common sense, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Very basic stuff over here that we have. How is a brand audit going to help you? It's going to help you to determine the positioning of your business and to plan corrective strategies. Empowers you to discover the strength and weakness of your businesses, guides you to align your offerings more accurately with the expectation of customers, and lastly, enables you to get up to speed with the perceptions about your business. These are the 4 pointers that we have. Moving on to the next thing, which are the 10 steps for a successful brand audit. Okay, number one is that know what you're measuring. Okay, so not necessarily that you have to go ahead and measure all of these things. Okay, now obviously, as I already mentioned to you all, there are a lot of different things that you all can measure. Okay, the count is like innumerable. Okay, there's not everything that you can always calculate. So again, you have to see what are the most important strategies to you, because branding is a very, very open topic. Okay, we've covered only like the brand identity part of it. Okay, creating a brand, we've only scratched the surface, guys. Okay, when it comes to branding, there are so many different things that you can learn and understand overall, right? So the first one is know what you're measuring. Go ahead and figure out the parameters that are important to you, your company, and your brand. The next thing is assess your external marketing material, okay, because those are the most important things over here. Your external branding is over here, your PR, your marketing, your social media presence, because based on this only is how you're reaching out to people, and that is the perception you are trying to form. Okay, the third thing that you have is review your business website. Okay, again, now I don't want to complicate things for y'all by telling all sites where y'all can go ahead and review business websites. But when you learn SEO and when you understand SEO, things become way simpler. There are a lot of websites that we utilize to analyze brand websites in general. These websites give us a detailed audit of the website, what is good, what is bad, what are the things that can be improved, right? What you can see over here also is what is the bounce rate, what is the conversion rate. So conversion rate is, suppose अगर हर्ष और काव्य मेरे वेबसाइट पे आए और दोनों ने सेल की, तो कन्वर्जन रेट हो गया 100%. अगर काव्य और हर्ष आए और खाली काव्य ने खरीदा, तो कन्वर्जन रेट हो गया 50%. Okay, then the next thing that is on your screen is bounce rate. Okay, if both Harsh and Kavya came to my website and left within 2 seconds, then my bounce rate is 100%. But if both Kavya, Harsh, suppose Kavya, Harsh, Saurabh came to my website, okay, but Saurabh and Kavya left within 2 seconds, but Harsh stayed for 10 seconds. So then my bounce rate becomes 66.66%. Okay, so bounce rate is the number of people who are leaving your website within the first 5 seconds, is what your bounce rate is. Okay, so bounce rate is like people came to your website, didn't like it, and dipped, is what your bounce rate is. You compare it to the total traffic that you have, compared to that, how many people left within the first 5 seconds is what your bounce rate is. Okay, so you have to review your business website, see what your bounce rate is, compare it to other players in the market. Review your social media. Guys, everyone got bounce rate and conversion rate from the website? Those are actual parameters to see how good your website is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect. The next thing is review your social media, survey your customers. This is the most underrated thing ever. Okay, their brands are actually paying crores of rupees for surveys. Okay, so we might think that surveys are foolish or whatever. Someone's written Amazon bounce rate would be high, right? Yes, that's absolutely right. There is no reason for big brands to have lower bounce rates. Okay. Amazon markets so heavily that people just come in to check and they leave. Okay, so yes, there is a high probability of Amazon's bounce rate to be very high because people are coming in, they're just checking and they're dipping. Okay, so there is a good possibility that Amazon's bounce rate is high. If you want to go ahead and check bounce rate of different websites, there is a website called similarweb.com. Okay, y'all can sign up and take a 7-day free trial. Similarweb.com helps you. I think I must have shown it to you all in the competition analysis uh, class that we had. But go ahead and sign up for competition. This thing, what do you call it? Similarweb.com and get the pro version for a 7-day free trial if you all are inquisitive, and you all can see the bounce rate of every single website on the planet: Apple, Amazon, Flipkart, whatever it is. You can compare different websites also. So if you're inquisitive, please go ahead and check that out. Then you have survey people, then you have survey internally, your employees, evaluate your competitors' brands, review your results, and lastly, you have to monitor your progress. Now, what are the things that people tend to miss out on is survey your target audience and survey your employees. Because people think that surveys are just like very blah and very boring. मैं तो शेर हूँ, मैंने एड चला लिए, एड से मुझे इंसाइट्स मिल लिए और ये इंसाइट्स के बलबूते पे मैं सब जीत जाऊंगा. ओके, मेरा सब हो जाएगा, सब बढ़िया हो जाएगा, सब चंगा हो जाएगा. But the thing is that every big brand is only working on surveys, and that is why brands are willing to pay you tens and thousands and lakhs of rupees for you all to come ahead and be like survey targets, to be like people who actually sit for surveys. I told you all about the different ways to calculate awareness, adoption, advocacy. Brands do this on a monthly basis. Okay, and it's a good way for you all to earn side income for actually filling up surveys for brands, because surveys are the things that drive the money, that drive the brands. Okay, so surveying target employee, you're servicing target audience, and also surveying your internal employees at the end of the day. Okay, guys, that's about it for today. I will see you all for the last lecture tomorrow. Okay, same timing. Please go ahead and put in your attendance, guys. I will wait for the next 2 minutes for all of you all to put your attendance in the chat box.
So I have a doubt regarding the project.
Yeah, what's up?
So like if I choose a brand and there are some qualities of the brand that I find that are already good. So is it fine if I keep those while rebranding it?
Yeah, you can.
And like is it compulsory to change the logo completely, or is it fine if I can choose the same colors as the logo?
Same colors is also okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.